the first time I seen her in person, I told one of my teammates, I was like, I'm gonna get her.
He said queen.
I was like, I'm gonna get her. I never had any woman in my life that was like that assertive and that like strong-willed and that just wanted the best out of me and for me. She's just the best woman to me. I can't even put it no other way.
What's the Olympic Village like?
You know, earlier we was just talking about athletes with testosterone. Like,
It's just a bunch of testosterone.
put them all in
Put them all.
put them all in the neighborhood.
How many more years do you see yourself competing?
When I really like feel my body, like how I'm moving, I would say
I'm Simeon Pando.
Victoria Monet.
Dang.
I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon.
Welcome back to another episode. Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Will Claye.
I'm Jalon, and welcome back to another episode of the #1 podcast in all Los Angeles, Nice and Neat. We got our family, we got an Olympian, and we have one of the favorite artists. My dog Will Claye is in the building today, man.
Appreciate y'all having me.
So y'all wondering about the Red Bull beanie official.
It's crazy
Yeah,
because
official.
I know Red Bull has athletes, right? But I think it's pretty interesting. When I think about Red Bull athletes, I think extreme sports. I think BMX,
Yep.
motocross,
Yep.
skateboarding, those type of things.
Things that
What's
give you
the,
wings.
Dirt
Right,
bike
Jet
car
skis,
race.
jet
Yeah.
skis, all of those things, you know.
Give you wings.
Yeah,
Right. You rarely think about
that makes sense.
them working with any other athletes, in any other sport. So I think it's dope
Give
that
you wings.
And
That
then
makes
then
sense.
when I think about Red Bull athletes, if I had to think about Red Bull athletes, I would never think about a black athlete. Never. It would be typically when I think about Red Bull athletes, I'm thinking about someone other than black.
Yeah, black. Yeah. And I think I might have been like the first American track athlete that was black. I mean, we had Lolo Jones. She was mixed, but like a black man.
Yeah.
I was like the first American with Red Bull as far as track and field
Wait, how long you been with Red Bull?
since 2013.
Wow.
Okay, so
Damn.
perfect. So that came off 2012. That was what was that? Beijing,
London.
London. You'll never forget that. I just want to make sure you didn't forget that. Right? London 2012 Olympics. I actually read this first time in 104 years where somebody medaled in the long jump and the triple jump. You got a silver medal in the triple jump, bronze medal in the long jump. First and foremost, it's the Olympics, right? So you like, I'm here. Did you expect a medal in both of those?
Yeah,
I love it.
I did. I mean, I was fresh out of college, and I was in that space to where it's like I don't got nothing to lose. I feel like I just came off a college season where I beat everybody, and so like I'm just like, yeah, I'm hot.
You was a national champion in college?
I was, yeah. I won a national title my freshman year of college, and then I won a national title my junior year, and then I went pro, and then Olympics was the very next year. And so I just, and like it's in track and field, it's numbers. Like if I jump something and I
It's
put
finite.
this number out there,
it's
I could
finite.
look at the whole world and be like, oh, like
Yeah.
so I can
I'm
come
better.
in knowing.
Yeah, that's true, bro. You come in confident because
I know.
like I haven't seen no numbers like one.
Yeah, or I can do something at practice. Like I can go to practice and put out a mark, and it's measured. Like I know what's measured, and so it's like the world may not know, but I know what I just did at practice.
Yep.
Just
So
like
I'm
matter-
coming into the meet like, y'all don't even know what's about to go down, but I know what I did already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just need to mimic that same thing I did at practice. And so-
Yo, how's that experience though? Right, as an Olympic athlete, okay, is that something that is life changing, or is it something that is not as it doesn't get as much hype as it is? Like, I guess it's not as hyped as it should be.
Yeah, it's not as hyped as it should be. I think it was life changing as an experience. Just the things that you are able to see and be around. Like I remember my first Olympics. The whole team gets together and that's when we all get dressed in the Olympic
As a
opening
country.
ceremony. Yeah, right before the opening ceremony. So we all dressed in our polo outfits. Everybody's looks exactly the same, and we gotta sit in this like space for I don't know 2-3 hours because they take all the countries to do a lap around the track for opening ceremonies, but we're the United States, so it's, as it starts with
last.
you,
They're
we're
last.
one of the last. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But we gotta wait. So we standing there, and it's me, LeBron, Kobe, Serena Williams, like all of these, some of the greatest athletes ever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, dang, like just to be
What a moment.
in this space, was just like that type of thing is life changing. But when it comes to like going there and or even just being successful or not, just going there, I wouldn't say that is life changing. I feel like it can damn near be depressing, bro. Like some of my lowest like points emotionally was like right when I came back from the Olympics. And
Why,
it's like
though?
you come back to nothing. It's like you just had one of your highest accomplishments. You have like this feeling of like, dang, I worked 4 years. I came out here and I did this, and you come back and it's like,
Nothing
dang, what
changed.
now? Yeah.
Even if you win,
Even if you win,
nothing changes.
nothing changed. It's just like, all right, like for me, I was always like, all right, let's get ready for the next one. You know, that was my fuel. I was like, did that. Let's get ready for the next one. You know what I'm saying? But
Is that
It's
because is it because it's track?
yeah. I think it's because it's track, but it's a lot of other sports like that. A lot of sports that just are not paid attention to. Like have you ever watched the rowing competition?
No.
No.
You feel
No.
me? Like
These are the Olympians.
So it's
out
almost
there.
like if you're in this space, great, you're number one. But globally, it's just like, so what?
yeah,
That's how you feel.
that's how
how you
that's
feel.
what it is. Yeah.
That's not how you feel. That's what it is.
That's what it is, bro. Like
Unless you're a sprinter.
unless you're a sprinter.
Unless you're a
But then
sprinter.
even sometimes, even with sprinters, man, it's just once you're done, it's like
Because your wife is a sprinter.
my wife is a sprinter. Yeah,
She was in the Olympics as well.
she went to the Olympics when she was 17 or 18. Her first Olympics. She was in Beijing. She was.
Oh,
in
that's
08.
the
She was-
Beijing the year.
She was at 08
That's
Olympics.
That's the redeem team.
Yeah, her freshman year of college, she went to her first Olympics, and even with sprinters, man, it's like I remember, and I was like maybe 20 years old, and we had this convention in Vegas, and I was walking through this casino with Maurice Green. I don't know if y'all remember Maurice Green.
Come on, man. Come on,
And,
Come on, man.
He was telling me all of these stories about his heyday and like all of this stuff, but it was almost like
He ain't getting out from it.
nothing.
That's what.
Nothing.
That's what it seemed like, right?
Yeah, it was like I felt as though he should still be somewhat like respected and attached to the sport. Somehow.
Relevant in the sport. Yeah.
Relevant.
Well, he's still respected.
respected, yeah. for
But I know
the
what you
times
mean,
he put
though.
down, but
I know
like,
what you mean.
like having like
You should have reverence in the sport.
yeah.
You should have reverence in the sport.
I'm like, I'm in this casino, like, I'm with Maurice Green. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
dang,
And nobody else is feeling like that.
nobody. If anything, they looking at me like you the new guy, like what's like Will, and I'm like, nah.
Nah,
Yeah.
This guy ran 979.
Nah.
Like,
Yeah, like Maurice Green came out with the fire extinguisher, and like Maurice Green had his own shoe,
Yeah.
It was
and all
hard.
of these
hard.
things, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, that was iconic.
Yeah.
But then now I look back, and I see Usain Bolt, and he's not attached to the sport no more, and I'm like, how? How Usain Bolt ain't attached to the sport no more? Like it's crazy. To me.
So to your point about this just being all about the metrics, this is all about the time, this is all about the numbers. Like once that record is broken, like it almost feels like that person kind of just falls back now,
Yeah,
and you kind of just move to the next person. I mean, I felt similar about Michael Johnson. People walk by Michael Johnson like he's a nobody.
Man.
Michael Johnson is a superhero to me.
to me,
Same.
You know?
Same.
Those
You know what that just
Gold
made me?
Spikes, bro.
You know what that just made me think about? And it's probably because you can't have any arguments and debates about track. You know what I mean? You can have the Jordan and Kobe debate forever because there's no definitive answer.
The numbers are the numbers.
The numbers of the track. Okay, cool.
I
This
rode
dude
you.
was faster.
Yeah, straight
This
up.
guy wasn't.
Yep.
It's not.
Yeah.
We're
There's
not
no
debating.
debate. There's no debate.
So if there's no debate, there's nothing that's perpetuating more conversation.
Yep.
Over time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then people just get faster and faster
You're
and
not
faster.
able to create an attachment
Yeah.
for people.
An emotional attachment, right? Oh, I really love this guy.
Right.
Or like the stories of, man, this guy was down 20 and he came back.
Yeah.
We all had that.
Yeah.
So them is like how legends is born, So it's really just a matter of, are you the fastest? Okay, you the fastest. Oh, this dude was the fastest in the world for this point in time, but he jumped the highest, and that was factual. Yeah. So there was actually no like just debate about it.
Yeah.
And that probably does it.
You said something that I wanted to touch on. Well, you said when you came back from the Olympics from London, you were pretty much in the most depressed state that you felt. Like, it didn't feel good. You didn't feel how you thought it was going to feel. On this show, we like to talk through things and try to help people get answers to solutions that they probably wouldn't be able to find on their own, right? So when you were in that space, what were some of the things that you were able to do to be like, you know what, I'm going to pull myself out of this by doing this?
I think in any situation any bad situation or situation where I was depressed or anything, I thank God, bro. Just tapping into the word, you know what I'm saying, was always number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never felt as though it was like someone I could go to, like that I could talk to help me through this. I'm like, nah, I just gotta go to God. Like, that's the only comfort that I could really go to and be cool and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I've ever even really told anybody that I felt like that when I came back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something that I just
You just kept to yourself.
I dealt with it with God. You know what I'm saying? And so I was able to move on. You know what I'm saying? And it was what it was.
How long? Sorry, dude. Sorry. How long did it take you to move on? Like, how long did you sit in that space where you felt, those thoughts of depression?
Yeah, success depression that's hit a little different.
Especially too because you waited 4 years, and then you don't get another opportunity for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So like, how long does it take to actually navigate through something like that? Or how long did it take you personally?
Man, I can't even put a time to it. I think it was once I started back training, like once I just got back to work. And the following year we had world championships. So every 2 years we have world championships. Yep. Every 4 years we got Olympics. So I just was like, man, I'm just getting back to work and doing what I love to do. It's bigger than like whether I feel like I deserve X, Y, and Z because I did this at the Olympics. Right. It became bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, like, God gave you this talent, you gonna max it out, you gonna enjoy what you do. And I still, you know what I'm saying, at that point I was very like inspirational to a lot of younger jumpers, and so I just was like, all right, I just have a different, I realized what the purpose was. Yeah. More so. Because at first I'm like, I'm about to be a star. Came back from the Olympics. Like,
yep.
I'm about to be a star. Like,
it's up.
It's up. And like I was moving like that too in LA. Bro, I was in LA at every club.
You went a Super Bowl.
I wasn't even old enough, bro. I was 20.
Let's talk about that though, because as former NFL players, knowing about NBA players, MLB players, those that play soccer, we pretty much could see like how much these dudes are making. Right?
Yeah.
If you're a track and field athlete, you don't necessarily have those type of deals like contracts with an organization. So like, how do track and field athletes actually get paid? Like, other than like having partnerships like you have with Red Bull, like how else do you guys make a living? I've always found that very hard because that's part of the reason. Like, one of my biggest assets was my speed, right? And I could have easily chose to walk into track and field and take that instead of football, right? Because I was that fast. My only knock was like I was very confused about how the guys were making their money. It wasn't as clear cut as any other sport. So let's speak to that.
Yeah. So it's all off of brand deals. That's the main thing. Like, you got your shoe company, you got like an eyeglass company if you get one, maybe a watch deal, and then a drink, whether it be Gatorade, Red Bull, or water company, whatever it may be. And we sign these deals, but like in track, for some reason, all of our shoe contracts, have a clause in there where you cannot discuss your salary. You can't. No one knows what no one makes.
That's crazy.
It can never be
With their shoe
publicized.
deals.
It's in the contract. You cannot speak.
With Nike, Adidas,
Puma.
Asics, Puma, all of them.
Yep, because there's no you can't have leverage when it's
There's
time to
no
negotiate.
leverage. Yeah,
It's like you don't know what the playing field is.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know what the playing field. So
that's
it's like,
that's so unfair. It's such
Unethical almost.
no, it's not for
that-
real
that
though.
is.
Yeah,
Not for real.
It's real like
secret.
they
is
pimping.
Yeah, yeah.
They pimping. Like that's the best way. I
So
can
we
put
don't
it.
know what Usain got from Puma. We don't know for real.
We don't know for real.
Yeah.
We know that so when he was going to track meets, he had appearance fees and he was getting like $325,000 per meet to show up.
Just
We
to
know-
show up,
we
not
know
even run.
that. Yeah, just to show up. But you know what the prize money is to win? $10,000.
It's nothing.
He could get last.
Yeah.
And be like, ha.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like we know those numbers, but when it comes to like, yo, shoe contract, like no one knows. And it has even for me like set me back a few times. Cause when I went to the Olympics and I got silver, I was with Nike. And I was making like 250,000. I was making like 250 with Nike. And then like I got my medal bonuses and for those medals it'd be like another 250, but that's just like it's just a bonus. It's not added onto my my salary. And the guy that beat me was with another company. And there was never no conversation as to he didn't know what I was making. So he comes to Nike now and gets less than me. So the next year, Nike like
we got him for less.
Yeah.
So you gotta
you gotta get less.
way
Not-
less.
It's like, yo, we
Or
got him
you
for
gotta-
11.
or you-
He the
yeah.
number one guy. He beat you. So why are we paying you this?
Boom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's trash.
And there's no way that like you can't get no leverage that way. And
Yeah.
so it's like, man,
Ain't got no union. That's
we don't have a
Y'all don't have a
that's what
union?
we-
Y'all don't have no one. Wow.
Yeah.
We that's something we've been trying to put together for so long, but it's so many athletes, bro. It's so
Yeah.
many athletes
I
to
got you.
corral. You know?
yo. All right, so I love the Olympic talk, right? I love it. Let's talk about music.
Okay.
Let's talk about the music. I know you want to talk about the music. So let's talk about the music. All right. So, talk to us about your journey into the industry. What got you started? And how did is Will Claye your stage name? Mm-hmm. Okay. So how did you get into music? And if you want to talk about your latest projects or whatever, like talk to us about that.
I started doing music like before I ever had any dreams of like track and field or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to like get beats off of LimeWire.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all remember LimeWire.
Of course. Come on now.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on
We
now.
used to get beats off of LimeWire and hook them up to Fruity Loops.
Fruity Loops.
And like I would just make records at home. I would like I used to make records for the football team. Like Tay, all of them, like
I come out.
yeah, I'll be making records for everybody like in the locker room to just turn up to. And like at the time it was like Bow Wow, Romeo and them, they was popping. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I like that. I'm trying to get I like that. I'm trying to see what that's like. But I never saw an entry to it. I didn't know like there was no way. I didn't know how to get into that.
Yeah.
Like with sports, it's like, okay, yeah, like
It's an easy path to follow.
I know I can go play on this team or I can run on that track team, you know. And so I just was like, all right, this is what I did. And my older brother, he was like crazy. He was a great athlete, and I looked up to him. He played football at Cal Berkeley, and so he actually played corner opposite Nnamdi Asomugha. It was
Okay,
him and
yeah.
not. So I grew up like I was probably like 10 and I would be at Nnamdi. My brother was Nnamdi roommate. And like later on he ended up being like a great corner in the league. And I'm like, dang, bro, I remember watching when I was a kid. But
That's crazy.
yeah, but
We used
like
to make beats.
yeah, so like I used to just make records for us, like for the homies, and I never put anything out. And then like fast forward, when I came back from the Olympics 2012, like I said, I was out turned up. I was just popping out everywhere. I was in LA, and I bumped into YG at a strip club. We was at a strip club. I bumped into YG because we had mutual homies, and they introduced us. And at the time, one of my boys was going to college at Full Sail in Florida. He was producing.
Oh wow.
So YG was like, "Yeah, come to the studio." He invited me to the studio. I'm like, "Bet." So I hit my boy.
Why he invited you to the studio? He knew that you did music at the time.
Nah, he was just like,
He had Olympian. He cracking. Come on, bro.
Come to the studio.
Dude, pull up, yeah. So I'm like, bet. Like I'm trying to. At this point now, I'm like, nah, let's do a record. He like, bet. Like what you doing?
But what I'm saying is, I want to do a record. What I'm saying, hold on, because the moment from when you used to make beats, right, when you was a kid, or for your brother team, to when you met YG, right, where did the musician in you like blossom? Right, where'd you work on your skills? Like, how did you know you want to be a singer or rapper? Right, before you could just go in the studio and be like, let's do a song.
I didn't.
You didn't.
I just hopped in. That was the like craziest night of my life, bro. I was scared.
Hey, hold on. What made you look at YG?
That's what I'm saying.
Because let me see.
He was popping.
2012.
Booty was
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Tooted
saying.
and booted.
What
Tooted
made
and
you?
Booty was up.
He was cracking.
Yeah.
Every house party in LA, every single one.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, and I think around that time he got shot, so he blew up. Like it was
He
crazy.
wasn't as polished as he is today.
No, right? What make you look at YG and say, "Hey, let's make a record"?
I don't know.
Look him square in the face and say, "Let's make a record." And he like, "All right."
Yeah, I don't know. I just was like, I want to do it. I want to do a record.
Gotcha.
All right, so then what happened?
So then I hit my boy. I hit Mitch. I'm like, no, I take that back. I go to Arizona and I take all my boys out. When I left high school, one of my boys, his uncle had a Range Rover. And for some reason, like, I just always like really like, I was like, I want one. And we used to steal his car. Like, he'd be out of town. We'll steal his car. We'll steal the Range. And I told my boys, I was like, hey, I'm going to get a Range Rover one day. So I came back. I came from LA. I went to Phoenix. I went to a dealership and I got a Range Rover. And I pulled up on my boys and I took everybody. We all went to the club. Crazy. And I pulled Mitch aside. I'm like, hey, bro, I just linked up with YG. I need you to cook up some beats because I'm going to take you to the studio with me. And he was like, bro, I don't make West Coast beats. I'm like, yeah, yes, you do.
Yeah, you do now.
You do now. Hey, you better start cooking. So fast forward, he like, man, I'm going to try, you know. So we I was still in Florida at the time. So we both ended up getting on a flight, come to LA. We pull up to the studio. Boom. It's like 50 Bloods in there. I'm
Thick. It's thick in there.
I'm like, oh.
Crazy.
I ain't grew up with no Bloods. I ain't never been like, I'm like, oh man, like everybody looking like, you know what I'm saying? It's LA.
Yeah.
Looking like, who is he? Like, you know what I'm saying? So we get in there, he start playing beats. YG like, ooh, that's the one. Boom. So he getting a haircut and he just on his phone. He get done getting his haircut and he just go in the studio and just lay the hook in his verse. And he like, you ready? I was like, nah. I'm not ready.
So you ain't even had nothing written. You had no idea what you was gonna do.
Nah.
Damn.
I didn't. I just was like, all right, let me write something quick. So I wrote something and I go in there, bro. My voice cracking. I'm nervous.
You rapping or singing?
I'm rapping.
Okay.
And they on the other side of the window like, hey, nigga, turn up. He was like, what you doing?
Yup.
Turn up. I'm like, shit, all right. So I just start screaming, turning up. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I'd never forget one of the dudes, he was like, who is Blood?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you in the booth, you could hear once they press the button.
Yep.
And Mitch was like, man, that's the homie. Like, he really a track athlete, but like he rapping now. He making a case for me. And so, like, I go in, I finish my verse up, and I had one bar left, and I was like, man, I'm stuck. And they was like, man, just say something about your Olympic medals. I'm like, all right, boom. So I was like, last bar, I'm like, and these medals around my neck, they go crazy. They was like, yeah, they hyped me up. And so, boom, we get the record done. YG he left. He went to go do like a club appearance, and he came back. And so we just playing the record over and over again. And he was sitting in the corner. It was like him and like his manager and like two of his A&Rs. They in the corner of the room. And like they just all looking over the phone. And then they stopped the record and they're like, hey, you think I could put this on? Or YG was like, hey, you think I could put this on my project? I'm like, yeah, you got it. Like, how far is this record gonna go if I put it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he put it out. It was on it. Bro, my phone went more crazy when that record came out.
What record? What record is that?
The I Don't Give a Fuck record. IDGAF. It was on his album Just Read Up 2 or something like that. And so the album dropped, my phone went crazy. Like more crazy than when I came back from the Olympics. Like,
so he's like, nah, I'm doing music.
I'm doing music. Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yeah. And I never really got a chance to even perfect it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So after that, I really started to hone in. Like I had brought, after that I moved to San Diego. I was just having Mitch come, cause Mitch knew he knew the technical side of making music, cause he really went to school for it. You know what I'm saying? Engineering, everything. And so I was like, man, just come stay with me. Like, let's just work on music. And so like I just slowly started to just find my way and like find a sound. And then even then, like I was still switching up my sounds. Like I would do a whole I would just switch up, do some R&B, rap. Like I was just, not trying to put myself in a box. And then, I just, from then on, bro, I just been releasing music and just really finding my own lane.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever we left the studio, I was like, bro, I don't like the verse. I'm like, me and Mitch in the car with my boy Norman, I'm like, bro, I don't like the verse. So I called the engineer. I'm like, hey, I want to come back tomorrow. Like, I want to redo my verse. Like, all right, come through. I go back. In the studio, it was Ty Dolla $ign was in the studio playing the guitar. Like, what? Like, I ain't even know bro played the guitar. Like, he just in there playing the guitar.
Gifted.
Yeah.
He gifted.
By himself,
Yeah.
just in there doing it. And I'm like, dang, like, that's Ty. Like, at this point, Ty's starting to go up too. So, dang, nah. You know what's crazy? I got to go back. When Mitch was playing beats and YG was like, I like that one. DJ Mustard come up. He peek his head in. And you could tell he almost like, that sound like one of my beats. Like, who is this? Who is this making beats? Who is this making beats? Like, you stole my whole flow.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like Mitch, so after that, YG signed Mitch. Like,
Okay.
he signed Mitch, then Mitch became an artist. And Mitch got signed to 400 and Interscope, and then his career took off. And then it was crazy because then Mitch started to like help me more.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, yeah, like this is how you should, you know what I'm saying? Because he was in studio, he was in sessions with everybody.
So did you bring Mitch into that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
You
I
went
brought
back home
Mitch,
and grabbed Mitch.
I brought Mitch to the studio with YG.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, and then from there, Mitch was only producing, and I was like, hey, bro, just start sending YG packs every week. He like, man, they not hearing, like they not getting back to me. I'm like, bro, just keep sending them. And then fast forward, they finally got back to him, and then he was just working with YG, he was getting beats on all his like projects at the time. And then he would make a beat and then he would sing like a hook on it. And then just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
And then they was like, oh, you really hard. So then they signed him as an artist. And then he took off. And then like from there it was like it reversed. It was like now he's starting to put me like in rooms with people, which was dope. Like to this day, like that's my bro. But yeah.
So I got a question for you. When we talking about track, it's all about numbers, right? And you could refer to the numbers. In music, I think, me personally, I look at music in numbers as well. You know, how many fans you got, how many streams you get.
Yeah.
What's your sentiments and what's your feelings around the numbers when it comes to music as opposed to when it just come to track?
Yeah, it's a numbers game as well. Like you see it with they highlight first week sales. You got Billboard, you got charts, all of these things. So it's a numbers game too. You know, when it comes to
And what does it mean to you?
what it means, I feel like I want to get my numbers up. I want to be able to have more people hear my music for sure. But at the same time, I feel like it allows me to get away from, like, music is not competition. It's like I'm very competitive when it comes to sports, but like with music, it allows me to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
So it provides an escape, but I assume you still want something out of it.
100%.
So like you walk into track and fields, right, and you're like, I want to be an Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk into music, what's the want, the desire, or the need that you're chasing?
Man.
Like, what success are you after?
Success in music
Is
to me?
is it just like what you said? Is it just having your music heard by more people? Is it winning a Grammy? What is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Success to me is being able to, like, perform sold out, like, stadiums. I just want
Stadiums.
I want to be able to, like, have that many people wherever I'm at, like, really love my music. Like, I'll never forget watching this performance by DMX, bro. I think it might have been in Africa. And he had the red overalls on. I don't know if
Yep.
y'all seen it.
Yep.
But you couldn't see where the people end. Like,
Yeah.
and they was singing his records word for word, like, and it would be people in tears. It would be people, like, just really enjoying themselves. Like, that's all I can ask for is moments like that, where I'm like, dang, I get to connect live with these people, put on a show to where they can feel me.
What's the reason why people will listen to your music?
Motivation for one. Just soulfulness, like just a soulful feeling. Real current events and things that's really going on.
Yeah.
And ways to get. I'm not just gonna speak on a problem. I'm gonna speak on how you can get through that, or how, like, you can maneuver in the current times, or what I feel like is going on in the current times. And so I think that's important for music.
Yeah.
I think that's where it started at, you know, in the inception of music. I think music came from Africa, and I think the way that they were doing it was like, it was for worship, it was for, you know, celebration, it was for, like, it was for, everything was for a purpose. The reason why they were singing, like, making these songs and doing these things. And so I think that's a lost art.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. All right. How do you classify yourself as an artist?
I don't. I would just say I'm an artist. I feel like I can.
Oh, you're a they, huh?
You gotta have a genre though.
You're a they. What's your genre? Like
I would say I'm a hip hop artist.
You're
You
hip hop
say hip-hop
I
artist.
would.
Okay.
But
now?
what genre would you put, like, Pharrell in? Or
Hip-hop.
Or Andre 3000?
Hip hop.
Okay.
Hip hop.
I would call Andre a rapper.
Andre's a rapper.
I would say he's a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Tell us about your latest single, Thank You.
Thank you.
What you
man.
put that under?
That's hip hop.
Cool.
That's hip hop. Yeah.
So tell us about that single.
Man, I just feel like right now it's a lot going on in the world, and it's just being like, it's almost like people are on social media and all of these things you can see whatever's going on in the world anywhere at this point, but it's just like you just scroll past it. You're not really even really understanding what's going on. Like, it's people that are being, like, killed on the daily, mass, you know what I'm saying, bombings, and it's everywhere in the world. There's so many things, and it's like, wow, like, we've been desensitized to it. And I'm like, nah, we need to, like, people need to know what's going on, and people need to have more empathy, I feel like, for that. And so that's just where the record took me. You know, I wanted to shine light on that and just how I feel. Like, I feel like something right now, something just doesn't feel right with a lot of things that are going on in the world. And I'm thankful to be able to continue to be here and do what I do. I'm thankful for that. But I also want to shine light on like, man, like why am I thankful? The reason I'm thankful is because I'm seeing what's going on and all of this evil, you know what I'm saying, that's happening to other people, but you know, I'm making it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that. And I think that was just the core of the record. And I just wanted to like kind of put people on so where they can pay attention to that.
We're at a time now where this climate is a little bit more accepting to people doing multiple things. So it's kind of loaded here, but I would feel like we're all multifaceted here, right? And if you ask any of us, one of us, what do we do? We'll all give you we'll probably give you multiple answers, right? But the first one we say is like, that's probably what we're gonna lean into, right? So do you ever have an issue of people taking you serious as a musician if you're a track and field athlete? And do you ever have an issue of people taking you serious as a track and field athlete if you're a musician?
Dang, yeah. That's a great question. Yeah. I used to. With like people didn't used to take me serious as an artist because I wasn't taking myself serious as an artist.
I was about to say that. Usually it's because of that.
Yeah. I wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
I wasn't like really putting what I needed to put into the music or putting out what I needed to put out as far as the music. And so people, you know, like most athletes, you know what I'm saying, rap and, you know what I'm saying, get together, you know what I'm saying, and do that. But
we all do, but no one takes them serious. Though.
Exactly. No one takes them serious. And I think it's because it's like it'd be a one-off thing. Like, but like, Damian Lillard is taken serious because of the way he's doing it.
I feel like he's opening the doors.
Yeah, he's so many. Because he's really doing it correct. Like he's consistently putting out music. It's all quality, you know. And I think now that I'm doing that as well, I'm being taken serious within the music industry. But on the track side, I think I'm seen as though I'm not focused.
Of course.
Yeah, they think I'm not focused.
Who's they?
Like the track world. Like if you was to talk to like a rep, like when I was with Puma, like my Puma rep would be like, so Will, like, do you train? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm always like I go hard.
You
like,
just came from a workout.
Yeah, I just came from a workout. You know what I'm saying? And today is an off day for me. But like, he said it in a joking manner, but I knew he really felt like
it's a little truth behind that.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, like he really think that I'm just out here just like, just in the studio, like, no, I'm not training today type vibes. And that really made me realize like, dang, y'all are going off of what y'all see on like my social media. You really don't know me. You really don't know what I do on the daily. You've never came and seen how I train. I would like to say that I've never trained with anybody that worked harder than me, ever.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt disrespected. Because I know, like, you can ask any coach that I've ever had. I've never not worked hard.
But you know what the beauty of that is he's not wrong though for thinking that, right? Because
he's going off what he sees.
He's going off of what he sees, right? So the beauty in that is that we have the ability to create our own narrative, right, through our social platforms. So all that it takes is a couple videos of you showing, hey, I worked out, and after the gym, I went to the studio, right? Yeah. Once people see that, it's like then they gotta stop asking the question. I see the work being put in. I see the routine. I see. But if I just see you in the studio and I know you're my favorite long jumper, and I'm like, well, when the fuck we hit the track?
Yeah.
You know.
But like, what about when a competition come and I do well? The results are there. What if you just see like the crazy? At that
people
point,
never gonna talk about that.
You might think like, oh, he just cold. Like he don't work hard. He just good.
Nah,
you grew up a football fan, right?
Yeah.
When did we find out Randy Moss was working hard? We didn't find that out till a few years ago. we had no idea Randy Moss was one of the hardest working dudes in the game. And he showed us the results week in and week out. And we were just like, he's just gifted.
Mm-hmm.
People probably just think you gifted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like what has, cause it's a lot of things that I do. You know, it's not even just music. Like I was designing clothes. Like I had a clothing line. Like I'm you know, I'm doing events, red carpet stuff. But like it never has gotten in the way of my training.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always putting it in. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way I could have done anything that I did without
Trying to put in work.
putting in work, bro.
Yeah. O said something about social platform, right? What's your audience? Like, who do you make music for?
I would have to say, like the younger version of me,
The younger version of you.
like a young.
Is that someone who's lost? Is that someone who's trying to figure it out? Is that someone who's confident in himself? Who is that person?
a young black kid that's trying to figure it out. A young black kid that's like, I have a gift, I have a talent, but I'm trying to harness that, and I'm trying to figure out how to maneuver in this world and how to treat a woman and how to be just a respectful man. You know what I'm saying? Like a man of value that people will look at and be like, you know what, like he's doing it his way, but he's doing it right. You know, I think that's what it is, and I think I think it's different when, speaking from when I was younger, if somebody was to just like talk to me about that, I would feel like I'm being lectured. But if I'm seeing like at the time maybe a Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, like he married, he got a wife, like he's doing things a certain way that are respectable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I want to be on that. I want to be a good businessman. I want to be able to, you know, start a family and these types of things, because it's easily, for that one, it's 10 other rappers that could lead you the opposite way.
So your music kind of go against mainstream hip hop. All right. So I guess it offers a different take on what it means to be a man.
I mean, my take.
Your take.
Yeah, my take for sure. Right. And I think, but at the same time, though, I feel like I still would shine light on like views that I've had before, like before I matured.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I want you to see and hear like
The evolution.
The evolution.
All right, so ladies first, right? Put You on Top is the first song. Slide is the second song. One More Night. Backseat Windows Up. Can't Stop the Motion. Real Love, Good Sex. Me and Mine. All right, what was the thought process with this project?
I'm married. That's me and my wife.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I ain't gonna
So all this was inspired by your relationship.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even working on that. I was working on the album that I'm finishing up now is what I've been working on, and that was just a real special time with me and my wife.
That's dope.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
was fresh marriage.
Nah. We going on 6 years now.
Y'all been married 6 years?
Last year.
Man, we gotta clap that up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. We gotta clap that up. I'm sorry.
Love that. And then what's the project now that you're working? Can you talk about it or no?
Yeah. The project now that I'm working on is I think like an accumulation of the travels that I've done, the things that I've encountered and seen. Cause that's the one thing that's cool with track and field, but we travel the whole world. Like our meets is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like in a couple 3-4 weeks, I'm going to Morocco. That'd be my first meet of the season. From Morocco, I go to Oslo. You know, like that's just kind of how the tour goes. You know, the Diamond League circuit is like just a series of. We only got one meet in the U.S. Outside of that, it's China, Europe, you know, and in the Caribbean. So like I feel like I just been able to experience a lot of cool things out there, and just give it, you know, give these little stories and little notes that I've taken wherever I was at. You know what I'm saying? Just little, you know, cool things. And then also how I was able to create a lane outside of track. Like these ain't track stories. Like I'm not talking about track at all.
Yep.
But just like how I was able to experience these things, how I was able to like start doing real estate from track, and how I was able to do these other things that I'm doing through, you know, that vessel. And that just come with a lot of different stories. You know, life stories that's dope that I have just, you know what I'm saying, been in.
So, all right, we established you the big homie in marriage. In
I mean,
in this
in
circle
this-
right now. Yeah, in this circle right now, man. So, with all the travels, you guys got a beautiful son,
Daughter.
beautiful
Yeah, Queen Cardi.
baby girl
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So, you guys are full family, right? All these travels, everything going on, man. Talk to us a little bit about marriage, man. Talk to us about what does that mean to you, man? Like, where you find your driving force in that space?
Man, I just love her. She just
That was strong.
She just the best.
I just love her.
She just the best
that was
woman,
strong.
bro. Like, she's just the best woman to me. I can't even put it no other way. Like, from when I first met her, like,
When was that?
we met at a track meet and we were in Sweden. We met at a track meet, Stockholm, Sweden. She came. It was I just went pro, and it was like one of my like big homies with the agency that I was with. He was just kind of like showing me the ropes, but he was out in Europe like running it up though. You know what I'm saying? He had like women just everywhere, you know. And one day he was like, "Hey man," we had to meet the next day. He's like, "Hey, let's go to dinner." I'm like, "Cool, let's go." So I come down, I meet him down in the lobby, and then he invited my wife. Her name is Queen. He invited Queen to come out with us. So I'm like, "Oh, this man got me on the third wheel. This man on a date." You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, he just, you know what I'm saying, we just all went to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we became cool. But I had knew of her.
Yeah. Oh, you're in the track world.
Yeah, in the track world. I knew of her when we were in college.
Because she's a sprinter.
Yeah.
She's a sprinter.
Yeah.
Not only she was one of the.
She
sprinters.
was the first woman
Yeah.
in college to ever win the 100 hurdles and the 400 hurdles.
She went to Florida?
She went to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah. And so I knew her. And like, the first time I seen her in person, I told one of my teammates, I was like, I'm going to get her.
He said Queen.
I was like, I'm going to get her.
I'm going to get her or I'm going to marry her?
I'm going to get her.
I'm going to get her.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, word for word, I said, I'm going to get her. And he was like, man, you tripping.
I'm gonna get her.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson.
I didn't even act on it.
Yep.
I ain't even, like, I met her like maybe a year and a half later. Never had a conversation till we went to dinner. And yeah, we just became cool. We was just really cool friends for a minute. And then that was our foundation right there.
Becoming friends first.
Man, yeah. We was tight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then it led to that, you know, and for somebody to be that I never had any woman in my life that was like that assertive and that like strong-willed and that just wanted the best out of me and for me until I met her, and I was like, wow, like you are my person.
How
Like,
long?
you make me better.
How long did you guys dabble in that dating space before you had the courage to ask her to be your wife?
4 years. 4 years? Yeah, like 4 years. Yup. We started dating around like 2011, 2012. I proposed in 2016. And then we got married in 2018. Yeah. So
So y'all been like together for like 13 years, pretty much. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Man.
You was young.
Yeah. Yeah. We got married. I was what, 25?
Ooh.
I'm 32 now.
You was young, dog.
Yeah.
And you met her how old you were?
When I met her, I was 20.
Okay.
Hey, so look, check this out. Olympics is this year. What country?
Paris.
Paris. Perfect. You got any shows lined up in Paris during the Olympics? What's happening? How you promote?
Not during.
Oh, okay.
After.
Now that right there, is, you can't do that.
I
You
want to
can't
see
do
where
that.
he was at.
Hey, that's breaking focus.
That's breaking focus right there. You asking to lose sponsorship money. You asking to lose money, bro.
Yeah, I got a concert tonight.
Right.
That's like going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl weekend.
Tripping.
Right.
Hey,
I'm saying,
tripping.
what about Roy Jones? Roy Jones go out there, he do the first half of the concert, knock the dude out, and do the second half of the concert, and go home.
Roy Jones did that?
Oh, y'all know Roy Jones used to have performances before his fights?
No.
Not before the fights.
I'll show you after the show.
Damn.
Roy Jones was doing it like that?
Yes.
He did have a number one. He did have a hit record though.
Knock him out.
He did have a hit
Finish
record.
the second half of the
Roy
show.
Jones had a hit record?
Big record. Big record.
Dang.
Big.
I'm trying to think if I heard it.
I don't have my phone. You know, if I play it, you'll
Probably
know
heard
it, bro.
Yeah.
You heard. You
That's
heard it.
crazy.
You heard it.
Yeah, Paris, man. Paris gonna be cool. It's cause if you go back, 2020 Olympics was in Tokyo during COVID, so we was locked in the village.
Because y'all ended up actually doing it in 2021.
2021,
Yeah.
which was like a blessing for me because I ruptured my Achilles November of 2019.
So it allows you to get right.
I wouldn't have been able to make it for the Olympics in 2020. It was no way. So I had that whole year.
March happened. He was like,
Thank God.
Lord, I was like, man, God. Hey,
I don't want to say thank you,
hey,
but
man, I know it's people going through it right now, but do this solid for me, man. Like, just, and then like the news started to come out, and I was like, oh wow, this is really about to happen. And then, cause I was rushing through my whole rehab process too. Once that happened, I like took a step back, and then I really like got right. And then, yeah.
How many more years do you see yourself competing?
When I really like feel my body, like how I'm moving, I would say to 2028 LA Olympics. That'll be my last one.
How many have you ran in or competed in? Just one so far?
Paris will be my fourth. Yeah, my first one was 2012, and 2016 in Rio, and then 2021 in Tokyo.
So the goal is to hit 5 Olympics. That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's some people like Allison did it.
That's
Allison
tough,
Felix
bro.
did it.
That's tough.
Mike Phelps did it?
Yeah,
You said Michael Phelps? For
I
sure.
believe Michael
For
Phelps
sure.
did it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Simone Biles.
Nah, Simone Biles not yet. She's
Gonna do it.
Yeah,
Oh, she gonna hit it.
but the thing about gymnasts is like they
fall off.
that's a young women's game.
Yeah.
Like when they young, that's
16.
when
That's
they start
when they
to
in their
grow into
prime.
their body, they start to like fall off for some reason. Yeah,
That's so interesting about gymnasts.
yeah. Like the whole team in 2012, like
Teenagers.
they was all underage, 16, 15. Like they was young. They had to have a chaperone everywhere they went. It was the whole like it was like the Fab Five at the time. They called them the Fab
oh,
Five.
yeah.
Yeah, they would have to have a chaperone with them everywhere they go. They was in the apartment right next door to us, so they'd be out there like all just 5 little girls. You know what I'm saying, with a chaperone.
What's the Olympic Village like? Like,
It's lit.
it
Gotta be lit. It gotta be lit.
You know, earlier we was just talking about athletes with testosterone. Like
It's just a bunch of
put
testosterone.
them all in
Put them all.
the neighborhood.
I'd
'Cause
imagine
it's
it gets pretty wild there.
The Olympic Village, it's every country.
Every country. It's like a neighborhood filled with high rises. And to be this block is like the US. That block is Canada,
That block, Venezuela.
Brazil. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so you could just pop over there and just go
What's
hang
up, y'all?
out.
What's up?
Yeah. And then you
All our vibes. Don't even speak
The
the same
Olympics is
language.
like-
No, it's facts.
yeah, I'm just vibing. Like we probably can't. We can't even speak.
Yo,
The
but
same
what's
language.
the-
I'm gonna
what's
pull
the-
out my phone. Like,
Are there barriers though between like, let's say, okay, LeBron and Kobe, they got security guards for them and stuff like that, or everyone just
when they at the village, nah. Like
Everyone the same.
you can go to the dining hall at 12 o'clock and it'll be Kobe and what was the point guard name? Fisher. Chris Paul was there. I think it was Derek Fisher. Was it Fisher? Was he the Lakers?
Nah.
I don't remember Fish being on part of it.
Nah,
He wasn't a part of
What
that.
was the dude's name? He was a
Jason Kidd.
Nah, Jason Kidd was done by then. I forget his name, but like at any point in time, you could go in there and it'd just be like the hoopers just at a table. Obviously, like they getting swarmed.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they
Still.
get because is there media in there?
No, they getting swarmed by other athletes. Like it'd be
That's
countries.
that's weak though.
Yeah, it'd be athletes from other countries, like that's fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like
gotta compete against.
yeah, like it may be somebody that's ride horses from Turkey.
Right, right,
Yep.
right.
That's just a LeBron fan. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, but it's the village. Once you get it, like they don't stay like LeBron, they not staying in the village, but they coming in daily. Like they'll come eat, they'll come hang out, and then they'll leave. You know what I'm saying? But it just be wild. It just be wild in there. Like, and then you might have a competition like the first week, and you might have a competition the second week. So after you done, you just in the
Chilling.
village vibing. You know what I'm saying?
can
You
go
might
on-
still be locked in,
Oh, okay.
but you just like, hey, I'm
I'm
outside.
here. We got another couple weeks.
Yeah, and I'm here. And
How
then
long
there's
is
parties every day, and like it's like 3 weeks. I want to say
Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks. And it be parties every day, like outside the village.
It's gonna sound crazy because like everybody there doing a job with their body, but like people be like drinking and shit like that.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Drinking,
I would hate to have.
smoking.
I would hate for my events to be later than
At the back.
Oh
end.
man, I'm trying to get mine in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
And it'll be like
Cause track kind of in the Olympics, huh?
yeah, it'll be deep like on the back end. Yeah. But it's like cool for us cuz we'll train, like we'll have practice and then like after practice we'll go to like a basketball game or like
Yep.
a volleyball game and go
Yep.
watch, so we still get to like go watch, other sports and stuff, but yeah.
Is there? Go ahead.
It'll be like I said, it'll be blocks, like high-rise buildings, and it'll be a bowl of condoms
I've heard that.
at
I've
the,
heard this.
at the elevator, and they'll be wiped out like in a few days, like gone, empty bowl. It's like dang, like yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, like that's like everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's a well-known thing, but
Damn.
it's athletes, man.
It's athletes, dog.
Testosterone
Yeah,
running high.
What you gonna do, man? It's
What
athletes.
you
It's athletes, bro.
yeah.
You know how it is when athletes around other athletes.
Man,
Yeah.
By myself, maybe, but around other, like me, no chance.
yeah. I got a question. Back onto the music, because we mentioned Damian Lillard. Is there anybody in the world of sports that's doing music that you would love to collaborate with? And a second part question to that: is there anybody in the world of music that you're looking to collaborate with that you haven't worked with yet?
Yeah, I would love to work with Dame. He hard. Outside of that, I don't even really know it. I don't think I've really listened to anybody else, like in sports that make.
Yeah, I
music.
don't really think athletes make good music though.
Yeah, I haven't
I
really
don't really
listened to.
hear no athletes that make music that's like, oh, that's hard.
What y'all
Sometimes,
think
dog,
about
you
the
sound
record
like
AB
athlete.
did?
Who?
That blew up. The record Antonio Brown did. What y'all think about
The
that?
palace.
Hey, he had to dance or dog. He went up. Yeah, he went
Pit
up.
to the palace. Hard,
I
man.
think it. Part of me, I don't think it's like legitimate, like good. Like I don't think that was like
Like a good quality song.
good
yeah.
quality song, but it was.
It went viral,
It was a
though.
bop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was a bop. You know, and
He knew how to market it.
Yeah.
he AB.
And it was controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When is the project dropping? When can we expect it?
Man, I don't know.
You don't know? No
When
rush.
it's-
No
like,
rush.
When I really feel like it's done.
Is that what your creative process is? Or is it just like let it flow?
Yeah. Yeah, like I like to I be tinkering with records sometimes too much, like I gotta learn to let go more, because I'll get to the point to where I want to keep changing stuff. I'm like, man, that bar wasn't hard enough. Let me come in and do that. These drums ain't sounding right. So I'll be hitting my producer like, hey, I need you to switch something real quick. Boom, boom. And then it'll get to the point to where it's like, dang, when we gonna put it out then? Like my boy who produces a lot of my stuff, his name Nabien, he'll hit me and be like, are we done yet? Like, are we done yet? I'm like, nah. Like, I still need to work on a few things. Mm-hmm. And this has been since 2021. Yeah. It's been. I'm on Kendrick timing right now.
Are you really critical of your music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it has to be perfect before you.
Yeah, as perfect as it could be.
Yeah.
I don't think it could ever just be in my eyes, just 100% perfect.
Is that because you're seeking for it to become better, or you kind of are nervous about putting it out?
Yeah, I wanted to. I know I can't take it back. You know what I'm saying? Once it's out, it's out. So I want to make sure that I can stand on that once it's out. That's why I don't feel comfortable with what J. Cole did when he came back and apologized and said that was he felt like he did something out of character when he put that song out about Kendrick. I'm like, bro, when you put out a song, you done listen to that song so many times before it come out. You should have felt that before it came out.
He also said that a lot of it had to do with the reaction it got
from people.
Yeah.
And the reaction.
So he may have felt good about it when
he was making it. It's hard.
Yeah.
He said, I just wanted to throw a jab.
So when the reaction comes, right, you may get negative reaction and positive reaction, but let's say you get a lot of positive reinforcement, but the more positive reinforcement you get, the more severs ties between you and someone who you thought was cool with. Yeah. And that's probably the thing that didn't fit right in his spirit. And he's like, yo, I should never did that. Yeah. Because now it's actually now we actually got to be on opposite sides.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
now it's real
rap beef, but now it's they getting into it and hyping it up. That makes sense.
When people instigate stuff, it's like, oh damn.
It's like I mean, again, it was the impact over his intention. He didn't intend for it to be that.
I personally feel like what J. Cole did was cool. I think it's honorable.
Respected.
I think I thought it was honorable because it's something that because when you think about hip hop, we don't see that in hip hop.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it takes someone to go against the grain to be like, oh, that's respectable. Okay. Right. And someone to break free of whatever expectations that people have of hip hop artists. Yeah. Because of the fact that he's a hip hop artist that people are like, nah, that's weak. You're supposed to go at his neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I was looking at it for the sport of it though. The sport of hip hop. Cause you was a DB.
Yeah.
So that's if it's a receiver a whole off season, he man, I'm finna go crazy. I'm about to do you in all year. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to and he's vocally saying this to everybody.
Yeah.
And you hearing it. And then the season come and it's time. And he hey, actually, bro, I take all of that back. Hey, look.
Yeah, I ain't hear none of that. I ain't hear none of that.
I'm sorry, bro. I ain't mean it.
I'm finna bust your ass.
But what I'm saying is,
line it up.
What I'm saying is that would be okay. So in that case, now I'm Kendrick.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever happened from this, Kendrick has every right to do whatever he wants. I don't have no issue with that. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is you just got to know J. Cole that whatever come with that.
Right.
And you just got to stand on that.
He was like, yeah.
Whatever stand. But I'm saying though, I still respect the apology, but that don't absolve what's coming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's still coming.
Yeah. I think it took real that had to be hard for J. Cole to do that. In front of the world.
And he know he gonna get clowned for it.
Yeah. And he stood on it.
By the majority of people he's around.
I respect that. Yeah. I respect that. Cause
his industry.
Yeah.
You know he gonna shut.
He could have had that feeling and not spoke on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And not to mention, J. Cole is regarded as one or two or three top rapper right now.
Yeah.
He knows that if I say this, I may lose my my position in that space.
And you know, he's rapping about that. I'm cool as long as you don't tell me I'm beyond 3. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
He say this all the time. Like, he said these guys is goats in my eyes. So for him to actually even drop the track was out of character for him. And what he's saying is like, yo, my peace was disturbed.
Yeah.
I wasn't feel. I could see you as an artist. I could see if you did something where you're like, yo, that was kind of out of my character, man. I don't really rock with.
I did have a record like that. I did.
You had this record.
No, it wasn't a diss record. It was just a record with.
You feel like it was you.
It wasn't me. It was man, I don't even remember what year it was, but I was working on a project and I was like, man, I really wanna put a feature on like a record. And so at the time, like Nip was popping. This before Victory Lap came out. So I'm like, maybe I'll put Nip on a record. Cause I had a homeboy that was connected with his people. And then it was another artist. I don't even speak on his name, but he was on the Billboard. He was charting at the time. He was going up. And so I talked to like a few of my people. I'm like, man, like I got this record that I know Nip would go crazy on. I got this record that, you know, this other artist would go crazy on. Like, which one you think I should do? He was like, man, well, that artist, you know, he charting. Like, that'll be a good, you know, play as far as the numbers.
Awareness.
Awareness, yeah. And so I'm like, all right, boom. I do the record. I send over the record to him. I get it back. It's terrible. Like, just sound like, you know what I'm saying? He was just on all the drugs. Like, and it just wasn't like, the content of the record just wasn't like, I wasn't comfortable with it. We ended up putting it out, but I like soon after I took it down. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was one of my like, that move was one of my biggest regrets within music.
Taking it down or doing the feature?
Doing that song.
Not getting Nip on there.
Not getting Nip on
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Like that was one of my like biggest regrets like till this day within music. I was like, dang, bro, like I felt like a clout chaser. You know what I'm saying? Rather than going with what I knew was
Organic and authentic.
Yeah. And so I always was like, nah, I'm never on that, never again. Like, I gotta stand on me and my morals and what I feel and know is right when it comes to, you know, to the music. So
With that artist, did you communicate with him and like, hey, yo, this is why I took the song down? Or that was just kind of.
He didn't care. He got his bread. I paid him for the verse.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard from him ever again.
Damn, that's weak, dog.
You never heard from him ever again. It's one, you weren't happy with the song. 2, you didn't even like his verse.
Nah, we didn't even have a relationship. Like,
You couldn't use a song.
Couldn't even use it.
nah. Yes.
How does that work in music? If you pay somebody for a verse, you don't like the verse, could you? Hey man,
I've always been curious about that.
I don't like the verse. I need you to do it again. Or is this like that's just my creative?
Yeah, I mean it depend on how, you know, who's involved, how like close y'all are. I was doing it. I ain't had no manager. I ain't had no nothing. It was no like, it was no dealings like that. It was just like, hey, I want so and so on this record. How much? Oh, that's the cost. Okay, could you do it for this? All right, boom. Send the record. Send the bread. Get the record back. Business is done.
But it ain't no like, hey yo, you mind doing this again? Like,
I was like, yeah, I ain't really feeling it, but it's done. Like, they not.
So it's kind of like
I mean, just once you hear it, you already know what they on. Like,
yeah, you know what they on.
it's kind of like an artist is if you willing to put out this work that you did for your brand, then cool. You almost gotta kind of accept it. It's,
yeah.
You're not
I mean, I didn't
get a painting and send it back.
I didn't accept it, but I was just like, I paid for it, so I'm gonna drop it.
That's weak, man.
And then I came back and I'm like, nah, this is trash. Like, no. So I took it down.
Cause it's your song.
Yeah, it's my name.
It's your
like,
song.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that was a big regret, bro. Never again. Never again.
That music shit, man, that shit crazy because who said that? Megan Thee Stallion paid Future one time 200,
250.
250
250.
for some song. That shit was weak.
Dang.
That shit was weak.
Dang.
She talked about that shit too.
I mean, sometimes people just be who they are, and
Like,
it's,
yo,
and
I
it's
get it.
like when you a volume artist, I could give you a weak track, a verse.
Because the hype is there.
The hype is there.
The hype is there.
The hype is there. People gonna listen to it.
People gonna
Yeah,
listen to it.
just off the name,
Off the
seeing the name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
What's that song with J Rock? What's it called? King's Ransom. The Future song.
King's Dead.
King's Dead. Like
That song was hard.
that song was hard, but I feel like it's those risks that he take. Sometimes it hit and sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
That was because I first heard that, I said, "Oh, this is terrible to me." But as you hear it and you hear it on Black Panther and
That shit hard, bro.
you
Yeah.
oh my knob, like
Yeah.
you know, eventually you just like, you know what? People playing it enough, I like it. So that's one thing about music. I feel anything that people play a lot will be good. Anything that people play a lot, it will be good. It'll be good enough for the masses.
It can get put up. Yeah, it can get put on you.
Yeah.
But I was listening to this Rick Rubin interview the other day, and he was like, if you put out a song and everybody like it, then it's not powerful enough. Like it's not cutting enough. Like you wasn't all the way you and truthful.
Yeah.
Cause it's just like
You're trying to walk the line. If everyone likes it, you played it right in the middle.
Yeah. And that's not powerful enough.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
that.
I don't know about
feel
that,
that.
though, bro.
You know, the first thing I thought about For Real's Happy.
Somebody
I'm happy.
the gangsters ain't like that record. That's like
I see what you're saying.
okay.
I see what you're
Okay.
saying.
that's like
Okay.
I see what you're
Somebody
saying.
called him a buster for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's off.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Who ain't like God's plan?
I like gospel.
Who ain't like God's plan?
Somebody ain't like it.
The gangsters like that though.
The gangsters
The
like
gangsters like God's plan. The
Yo,
gangsters like God's plan.
Some people don't like
Gangsters
Drake,
should've-
like real rap, like
don't like Drake.
yeah, they just don't like Drake. 'Cause
Don't like
they
Drake.
feel
That's
like
what he's talking about. Kids Lamar.
You a fan of Drake?
I like Drake. I think I ain't gonna lie, man. I think yeah, he cold.
You can get the feature from one artist: Drake, Cole, K. Dot.
Kendrick, my favorite artist. Like
What artist you think gonna move the needle the most?
It's not K. Dot.
Oh, you want
K. Dot.
You want
You wanna
compromise
say it.
again? Don't compromise again. You gonna have another. You gonna have another shit. You're like, I should have passed on K. Dot. Damn, I did about two times.
oh my God, I wasn't gonna do that.
Oh, damn, Drake. Damn, Drizzy.
I did it again. Nah,
Yeah.
I gotta go Kendrick, man. He's special. That dude's special, man. He just cold. Drake is a great artist though, man. Like he just put out good music.
Yeah.
He put out good music. So does Cole.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Drake's dope.
Why do you think Jay-Z be left out of the top conversation?
Jay-Z?
Because it's new generation.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
Jay-Z.
saying no. When people talk about top three, why is Jay-Z not top?
Right now?
He's not top 3 right now.
You don't think Jay-Z's top three?
Right now? Right
Nah.
now? No, he don't put out enough music.
You look-
okay, but
Yeah.
okay, go
You
ahead.
looking at it like as if he's like
All time.
LeBron, like
Well,
he's still in the
yeah,
league.
okay, I
he's
guess-
Jordan.
I guess like
Right.
Yeah. Because then you
He
gotta
not still
also
in the
bring up
league.
Wayne
I guess
too.
I feel like
Right.
I feel
No,
like
seriously.
I feel like top three is the conversation of top three is only a top three is because no one can definitively say, oh, who's number one.
Yeah. Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
So we're only talking about the top three.
Yes.
So why not top four, top five? Because Jay-Z is still alive, is still rapping.
Well,
And the last verse, his like God's Plan was his best verse ever.
God
God
did.
did.
God did.
I'm sorry.
That was crazy.
I'm sorry.
It's
He
crazy.
snapped.
He was
And
crazy.
that was as a 50
It was
plus.
2 years ago though.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago.
2 years
That was
ago.
2 Grammys ago.
The verse Andre 3000 had on Killer Mike album was crazy too.
That was really good too. Nobody just listened to Killer Mike's album like that.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like you had to be a hip hop savant to be like, let me go ahead and take a listen to Killer Mike's album. But when I seen Killer Mike swept the hip hop categories,
You back and spun it. You went and listened to it after that.
I went and listened to Andre 3K's verse. I was like, okay, I get it here. But like in my world, Killer Mike don't win Grammys. So like I didn't.
He walked off with 4.
And I just didn't understand. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand the Grammys.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the Grammys. It's still so many awards. And I guess this is what Jay-Z was saying when he was standing up there. But I feel like he was speaking from a place of privilege. But I still don't understand the Grammys in the sense of how good projects are, how hard somebody works, how much spins it gets, and then it's the stuff that you never heard of that wins. Like, I don't know if what's getting graded, is it the sonic of it? Like, I don't know what it is fully. But congratulations to Killer Mike. But I mean, who else was he going against in hip hop?
I don't know who was else,
Travis
else in those
Scott?
categories.
I don't ever want to see Travis Scott
I
win
think it might have
anymore.
been Travis.
He performed at the Grammys, right?
Yeah, he did.
It was not enjoyable. It wasn't enjoyable.
No, he's on something else.
Yeah.
Like SZA, did she win anything this year?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, because I was about to say
SZA
that
ran
was
it
one of the
up.
best albums I heard this year.
SZA ran it up. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
That was one of the best albums. I know Victoria Monet won a bunch. And they were in some of the same categories. Did Coco win too?
Coco did
Coco
win.
won one.
She got one.
Yep.
She got one.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of won it.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of won. Jay-Z still stood on the stage and complained about.
Man. So, Will, man, tell our audience where they can find you, bro.
IG on Instagram at Will Claye, Twitter at William Claye, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to music, Will Claye.
And you gotta send our audience one song to listen to on your catalog. What would it be?
Thank you. That's
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 it.
where I'm. That's currently where I'm at.
Thank
You
you.
know, I think if you go through my catalog, you will see like just the
Progression.
progression and the elevation. Yeah, and I'm happy with where I'm at. With thank you for sure.
Okay.
Tight.
Yeah,
Cool, fellas.
Nah, man, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Man,
thank you
I
for
appreciate
you.
y'all.
Yeah, of course,
Thank you for
bro.
blessing us, bro.
Of
Nah,
course,
I
man.
appreciate y'all.
Blessing us, bro.
Show 111, that's crazy. Congrats to y'all on that,
Thank
man.
you, bro. Thank you for being a part of it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
black woman.
Yeah, shout out to the black women.
Do you want to tell the story how you got on here?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, all right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So this is our first night out. Me and Brittany's first night out after having a baby. This is my birthday. We enjoying each other. We go to Kirk Franklin concert. Spirit is lit in there. It's good. We walking out. You know, we already ran into a few people, a few women that I know. It's always uncomfortable to run into girls when you with your girl. I don't care what nobody say.
Yep.
It's always uncomfortable, right? So we walking out, laser focus. You know, I'm holding my girl. I see somebody at the top of the stairs looking at me. I'm like, I don't know her. I have no idea who she is, but we're going to keep walking, right? Keep walking. I put my head up. She looked at me straight in my face, and she said, I've been emailing you. said, and then Brittany said, she said, it looked like she wanted to talk to you. I knew she wanted to talk to you. She's like, I've been emailing you. I was like, me? Said, yeah, I've been emailing you. I represent Will Claye, and I want to get him on the show, right? I was like, that's crazy. I said, Will is the homie. I said, matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me your name. I know I sounded like a liar. I said, give me your name. I'm gonna go to my email and I'm gonna search your name. I said, and then I said it. I was like, I sound like a liar.
Definitely sound like a liar.
I said I sound like a liar.
For sure.
But I
sure.
really did it, and I was like, wow, I should represent Will Claye, right? I've been knowing Will for over a decade, bro. Been knowing Will through Rashad and Aaron and Tay, and like I've been knowing Will for a long time, and Will's always been just like one of the smoothest, dopest cats outside of music, outside of being an athlete. Just always a good dude. And I was just like, for sure. Let me check this out. See, Will got his music. This is an Olympic year for you as well, too, man. So definitely want to give you your flowers on that, bro. And man, we made it happen, bro. We made it happen. You know how many people we get calls about coming on the show? You hear in the flesh.
That's love, man. That's love. I was talking to my sister-in-law. I was like, yeah, I'm about to do this podcast. She was like, which one? I was like, nice and neat. She was like, oh, I've been watching that. She was like, that's a good one. She was like, I can see you on there. I can see you on there. I was like, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Y'all, I really appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. If you enjoyed the episode, do us a favor, drop a comment, let us know what you thought. Be sure to subscribe to us on all streaming platforms. Follow us on all social media platforms. And yeah, man, as usual, much love and gratitude. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon,
I'm Will Clay.
and this is another episode of Nice and Neat, and that's that on that.
I'll be the one
Peace.
to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old and I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hundreds, pledge allegiance.